Hello, welcome to TIOmarkets price action analysis. Citrix Systems really caught my eye because of the momentum that we have seen over the last couple of days. And when I learned that they had just before that made an acquisition worth $2.25 billion in cash, it really caught my interest. So let's go and see this stock, how it is trading and where the key levels are. But first of all, please do remember that we don't provide any investment advice. You should watch this video only if you agree with this disclaimer. Last week, the company came out with the financial report for the Q4. And they said that they have beaten the analyst expectations by $0.12 or about 9%. So obviously, this is good news. And then came the news that the company had agreed to spend $2.25 billion in cash to buy another company. And even though they had agreed to this spending, the stock started to rally higher. So this combination of good earnings or earnings surprise and stock rallying after some big spending, that really makes this stock interesting. So let's go and see the technicals and see where the market is trading at the moment. Okay, so here's what's been going on with this stock in the technical sense. The market was trending lower earlier, but it has now broken above this downward sloping trend line. And since then, the market has created higher lows, which suggests that there is willingness to take this stock higher. Now also the stock has broken a recent resistance and is trading above it, so it is definitely interesting. So let's go to 4-hour time frame to get more details. Obviously, this market or this stock is now approaching the channel high, and if we get a pullback, which obviously is likely to happen in most markets sooner or later, but if we get this pullback, then this seems like a good opportunity. So why am I interested in this stock? We know from academic studies that one of the most pervasive stock market anomalies is momentum. And it has been confirmed in tens of different, or maybe even in hundreds of different academic studies, that this phenomenon is something that tells you there are higher prices ahead if you have upside momentum. There's lower prices ahead if you have downside momentum. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule, but on average, this applies. Now we have some other factors on our side. We have the market that has broken a downtrend. It has created higher lows. It has broken a resistance there. So I'm thinking here, if the market retraces somewhere back to this, maybe to this former resistance or maybe even lower, who knows? But we just have to follow the price action. But this is definitely a stock that goes on my blue list. It goes on the list of potential stocks to buy. And then obviously we need to ask what levels might be relevant. Why should this be relevant? Okay, it is a level that used to be a resistance. There is another level down here that resisted the price movements higher. So this creates a bit of a zone here. And also, let's make an assumption. I don't know if this is going to work like this, but I'm just going to make an assumption that the market runs to this channel high. If this market starts to roll over, then it's quite interesting that 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level coincides exactly with these highs. So if that's the case, if the market comes down from there down to here and starts to rally higher, I think that's a good spot for us to look for a buy opportunity. We are not really suggesting that you should do exactly what we say, what's the saying, that look at this opportunity, consider it, and if your analysis agrees with it, then maybe you want to consider trading in this stock CFD. Then the next question is where this market might move next. Providing that we get a successful entry, we might be interested in this high here. And the reason for this is that, let me take this off first, and then we go to the daily time frame and see where the Fibonacci levels are. Now, this about 148 resistance here, it coincides with 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, and so that's our sort of zone 1, target zone 1. Then after this, should the market go higher and manage to go beyond this level, then the next target level is there. And here are the levels for you, the target zones rather. So our idea is to look for opportunities on pullbacks, but obviously you are free to apply any other trading strategies you would like to. But most of all, I would like you to trade safe, never trade without stops, and remember with the individual stock CFDs that there are gap risks because they are easy. They are sort of vulnerable for abrupt movements if there are negative or positive news in those stocks, the underlying stocks. But anyway, thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.